Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a great day, great time. Actually, we have so many countries joining us usually, so I'm not sure whether it's evening, whether it's day, or whether it's morning where you are. But we're very happy to welcome all of you for this live stream, for this live interview with an absolutely outstanding artist, absolutely incredible performer and teacher, international star, international amazingly talented artist, Igor Kischka. So just giving a bit of time for everyone to join. I can already see Igor, so I know he's here. That's great. I can actually add him straight away. And then he can actually take over all the talking. We prepared a lot of very interesting questions for Igor today. And actually, we have already done interview a few years ago. So just in case, if you haven't watched this interview yet, you will have a chance to do so later. It's on our page. But today we prepared a list of absolutely new questions for Igor. And of course, all of you will have a chance to ask your questions at the very end as well. So let me try to add Igor. Yeah, I can see he's taking his coffee. Okay, right. I think I see the button, which allows me to add people to this interview, which is amazing. And meantime, while Igor is taking his coffee and you are joining, let's give it a bit of time. Let's give some more minutes, I guess, and then we are going to start our great interview. So how are you, everyone? How are you today? How are you feeling? I hope the weather is nice where you are. Actually, it was a very nice day in here in the UK, so I hope you had the same where you are based. Actually, that's a good thing. Type in the comments which country you're currently at. Where are you watching this live stream from? I'm based in the UK, London specifically. I know Igor is in Brazil. I think it's Sao Paulo, or, well, I will let Igor confirm that. I'm only so sure about the country. And I'm just waiting for Igor to wave me back and say he got his coffee and he's already all set to start. So for today, guys, we have 12 very interesting questions. Again, we did an interview with Igor back a few years ago when it was lockdown times. So we're not repeating the questions. And, oh, I can see a request from Igor. Let me add him straight away. And nothing would happen to Wi-Fi, to 5G, to anything that we're currently using. Accept. Yes, I added you.
Oh, my dear.
It worked. I'm so happy it worked. All right, let me set
too.
my camera. Amazing. I'm actually surprised that I'm the one with the makeup this time, because I remember last time it was absolutely opposite. I think I was just like sleeping and you were like a diva.
This time, I'm having like today. I have the day full of classes, so it's like okay. I have just this time to this interview, so that's why I'm a little bit on a rush. And here in my city, the weather is not so cold, but it's super dry. So that's why I have like lip balm and coffee.
Oh, I
and
have the
water.
same here.
Yeah, I have everything here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my goodness, Igor, you have no idea what kind of adventure I had right before this stream. I needed to step out of the house to get some stuff for my mom. And then I forgot my keys at home. Okay, I think Igor got disconnected. Okay, let's wait for a second. So the connection is gonna get back on. Igor, are you still with us? Are you here? Let's try again. Add. Oh, no, connection, please work. You need to work for us today. Unfortunately, unfortunately, this happens. Technical issues.
Yeah,
Igor, yes, he's
I'm back.
back. He's back. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I'm
so
back.
I stepped out of the house and I forgot my keys at home. So when I arrived to my door, about like an hour and a half before the interview, I was like, oh no.
Oh my
So what
god.
I had to do, I had to knock and wait for my neighbors to open the door for me so I can climb over the fence in the garden to enter the back door. I was so happy I left it open. So I was so worried I wouldn't be here on time for the stream because I forgot my keys.
Oh
So
my god.
that was so stressful. But here we are. We made it. That's amazing.
Yeah, finally we are here. So,
And actually, are you ready to start?
yes, I'm ready to start.
Incredible. That let's do it.
Yeah.
So actually, me and Igor had an interview back in lockdown times. So, on your opinion, has belly dance world changed at all since the lockdown times? What's happened to it, specifically in Brazil? Because I'm sure you know it so very well. So, how are you feeling actually getting back on track after the lockdown? Was it easy for you?
Well, after the lockdown here in Brazil, many studios they are closed now, really. And we don't have so many festivals as we did it before, you know. Uh, I think before here in Brazil we had more international festivals. But of course, because dollar now is a little bit more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
so also this changed a little bit. But I think that many things change, really. I think now, uh, here in Brazil and also around the world, the Egyptian style is a little bit more stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit back on fashion. So people are trying to study more, to understand more this style. So I think now the people start again to wish, to craving to have that kind of dance, you know. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's changing. We are in the process between styles, you know. So I think yes, the belly dance world has changed a lot.
Yeah, I think the best about after lockdowns is that everyone is so fine about online learning now. It is expanded so rapidly finally, and I'm personally so happy about this.
Yeah, me
I can
too.
learn from even you. Everyone all over the world is like amazing to have classes, courses. It's fantastic. So
Yeah, I
nothing
feel
happens
kind
for
of
worse.
lucky because around 2 months before the lockdown here in my
Hmm.
city, I was thinking to open my studio. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, I need to find a place to rent, maybe to create my school. But then I was like, oh, but you know, maybe to take my car to drive to different place, it
Mm,
will take some time. So then I decided to make my studio inside my house, and I was already working online. So when the lockdown
amazing.
started, uh, by surprise, I was ready. So I just continued giving my classes, but I really missed the shows a lot, and I miss the like the contact with people, you know, to to meet people in real life because by camera is one thing, but like in person, it's completely different.
Yeah, there's definitely some clear definition between the two
Yeah.
feelings and two approach for sure. But that's definitely lucky that you didn't have this horrible moment when everything was closed. You're not allowed to actually hold group classes or anything. So your business didn't suffer. So this is
Yeah.
definitely lucky. It's amazing. So now we're stepping back from the lockdown topic. Away, away, away. Mention that and then forget about it. And we actually step into actual belly dancing topic. So as we all try to promote belly dance, it's an art that welcomes everyone. Any gender, any shape, any age specifically. It's very popular nowadays from like 4 years old to, I don't know, 104 years old. I see more and more people joining. but still there are lots of cultures that demand an artist, or specifically belly dance artist, to look polished. You must be perfect, perfect body, perfect shape. And sometimes people may be really hateful towards belly dancers who allow themselves not to be in that shape and still show this art without any sort of feeling that, oh, I need to hide and step back, you know.
Yeah.
Could you please tell us what's the situation about that in Brazil? Do you have to be Polish? Do you not? Do you personally meet a lot of hate on the way? Or like, what's the picture?
Here in Brazil, because we have kind of different situations. We have two different situations. The first situation is inside the belly dance world. The belly dance world, like the Brazilian belly dance population, like that, it's a little bit better. It's better, you know, because the people now they already study, they understand that men have been always be active on the belly dance. You know, in the past when the women's was forbidden to dance, the guys was dancing. So now here in Brazil is a little bit better because you still have some dancer that don't study or they know the past but they pretend that belly dance is only for women because they treat it like business, like, oh, this is sacred, so it's just for women. So they work in this way not because they don't know, because they choose to work on that way because it's business for them. And but the community, it's kind of really welcome. We don't have a specifically body, a specifically shape. We have, of course, like skinny girls. We have like chub dancers like me. Like I'm fat, I know, and I'm
You're
happy with my
not
body right
fat.
now. And the other way is like people that don't know about the belly dance. People that don't know the history, like how men have been dancing through the history, through the time. So these people, they are a little bit homophobic. Like, oh, guys cannot dance because it's belly dance. You should dance for your husband. So it's in the same time that it's a homophobic idea, it's also like kind of a misogyny, you know, like this should be like the girl should be beautiful just for the husband, just like stupid idea, just that. So inside the community now we are accepted. I have like great friends, I have like my community, I have my students, so it's really better right now, but before it was a little bit difficult. But now we understand like how it works, and we understand like the people that should work only with the sacred belly dance that is only for women. So kind of that. But here in Brazil, luckily, we don't have specifically one shape. We are free and we admire people that have different styles of body. It's not like China. For example, I got an invitation to China and they told me like, Igor, you need to lose weight because you're fat, otherwise we will not invite you here. I was like,
Did they really say that?
yeah, and I was like, come on, you text me. Now
That's
you
so
invite
strange.
me and you tell me that I need to lose weight. Just don't invite me. It's more easy. Like I know that I need to lose weight. I'm not stupid. I have mirror in my house. I'm not fat because I want. I'm fat because I eat too much, and it's one phase in my life, and it's okay. I'm happy with my body. If it bothers them, just invite me. It's okay.
Yeah, this is definitely very strange for the organizer to text someone and then say, yeah, we want to invite you, but you have to do this, 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 and that. Like, okay, I would rather go there, there, and there, but
Yeah.
not to you, because they just appreciate my art, not like
Yeah.
what I am. Yeah, it's definitely a bit different for Asian cultures because their standard of beauty is absolutely ridiculous there, to be honest. And I'm so happy I'm not born there when it comes to this particular topic of beauty standards. I don't think I would ever be able to look that way.
You know, I
No.
have been working in China many years. I worked in China 5 years. But in the last year that I worked in China, my organizer he told me like, oh, I need to cancel the contract with you because now you gain weight, so your body is disgusting. And I was like, ah, sorry, but
That's so
it's better to
weird.
not work with me.
That's a
So I don't want to work
total
with this kind of
no-no. That's a complete no.
crazy idea. Yeah.
I can't believe that. Oh my goodness. And just as we touched this topic a bit already in your answer, and I have it on my list for later on, I'm just gonna jump there and ask regarding male belly dance in Brazil. So, what is generally like? Is it popular nowadays? And how do people actually accept it?
Male belly dancer or
Yes,
belly dancer in
male
general?
belly dancers. Yeah, male belly dance topic.
Mm, we have a lot here, but it's not so common. You
Mm.
know, it's not so popular. But now we are having more boys dancing. Uh, but it's funny because we have different styles, you know. We have like kind of more Argentinian style with
Mm.
full cover, with boots. We have more kind of like Brazilian way that's like two pieces
Mm.
and with pants. So we have a lot. But I think in Argentina they have more. They have more
Mm.
guys dancing in Argentina than in Brazil. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. And is belly dance generally a popular art in Brazil? Is it easy to attract people to attend your classes, to make them join for group lessons? Is it something they love?
Uh, it was popular in 2001, 2002, around like that, because we have the clone,
Yeah.
the novel. So it was really popular, really famous, and the people get like crazy with that. So everyone was trying to find a school, but on that time happened two different type of stuffs. Professionals was working a lot, and people that
Mhm.
was not professional start to open schools everywhere. So
Mhm.
what happened? It was like we had a huge amount of people working with belly dance, and then the people that just joined because it was popular, it was fashion, sometimes they stay, but most of them leave because they thought like, oh, it's okay, it's just Shimi and Maya and that's it. But when we show them that, okay, this is just the beginning, it's a culture from different country, and we have
Mhm.
folklore, we have rhythms, we have so much information. To a few people, it's like, oh, it's not only hobby. This is really serious. So I need to take care of this. I need
Mhm.
to pay attention. I need to study. So some people that just look for hobby,
Mhm.
sometimes they just give up. And people that fall in love with this dance, they continue. It was more popular, but now not so much. But sometimes people get interested because here we have samba, and samba is like shaking and fast and happy, and people that love that kind of energy, when they meet belly dance they fall in love, and this is really amazing. So it's not
Mhm.
super popular, but it's not only like, it's not so popular, so it's medium around. I think medium interesting.
Okay. Because I generally think it's very much because of the clone and Brazilian film culture that actually kicked our countries towards belly dancing, and it got popular because of clone, very much so. But in here in the UK, absolutely different story. They didn't have a clone, so they don't know this film. They don't know this series. And when you ask them, oh, have you watched it? Is it how you started belly dancing? They have no idea what you're talking about because they didn't
Oh
stream
my
it in
god,
here.
you're
So
losing
that's
me.
so strange. I know, that's so strange. And I'm like, oh my God, if I show this to you, you will just spend a week of your life sleepless, just watching it non-stop. So I can't do
Exactly.
that. I can't take responsibility for your sleepless week. But yeah, it's not here, not here. They don't know clone, but in Slavic countries, oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
They very much do. So Igor, you mentioned you had so many classes today, and if I understand, you were teaching almost every day. You have so much going on in your teaching life. So, what do you like the most personally? Do you like performing most, or you love teaching the most?
It's different feelings you know, because when I can teach,
Mhm.
I can feel like the happiness of my students, and I feel like kind of I have that feeling that I'm doing my work in the right way, because I feel like
Mhm.
my students like growing and becoming better and professionals, and I feel like, oh my god, this is so nice, this is so amazing. So if one day I die, I'm letting something for this world, you know. So I'm really feel glad when I see my students like developing and increasing and getting better and better. And when I'm in this stage, it's magical. I enjoy the stage. I enjoy being the stage and all that atmosphere, everything. But before the stage, it was like a little bit complex because the makeup and
Mhm.
hair and tan and costume. That was the difficult part. Not boring, but difficult because too much time to dance like 5 minutes and done.
Yeah,
Hours of preparation, makeup, hair,
hours of
everything,
prep.
and 5 minutes ready. Like, oh,
And then your hair is like absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, no makeup
ex-
anymore. Just 5 minutes on stage.
exactly.
And just, I know we don't have this question on the list, but you mentioned the word hair, and of course, hair routine is absolute importance for every single dancer.
Yeah.
So, would you please share if you have any specific hair rituals, anything you do to keep your hair growing? Because I know they're nice and long now.
Oh yes, I have. I use one oil from Kerastase, and
Mm,
it's really amazing. It's really amazing because before I was feeling that my hair was a little bit dry, because here
mm,
in Brazil we have soft water. So any conditioner that I can use on my hair, it will be okay. But when I was in
mhm.
Europe, there it's hard. The water is hard.
Yes,
So
yeah.
when I was brushing my hair was like too dry. Really, I was lifting my hair like help, help. I was lifting my hair like that. So then I discovered this one, and now I'm addicted with this oil. So after I wash my hair, I apply like around 6 drops
Mm,
on the hair.
mhm,
I let it dry, and then my hair is ready. And I do
mm.
the same when I will dance, but instead of just like letting dry naturally, I dry my hair, and then I do
Mhm,
babyliss, I do curls, and then
mhm.
I'm ready to dance.
Oh, that's amazing. I think I would like a link for this
Yeah, it's
because
really
I have conditioner from Kerastase and it's really good. I love their products. It's amazing. So
yeah,
definitely need a link.
yeah. I would say.
um, and coming back to the teaching, could you please tell me if you have your favorite, most amazing student to mention?
Well, I
Who
can
do you
say
love
like
the most?
from which country? Because
Yeah, that's a good one.
there's a good one.
Yeah, maybe someone from London whose name starts with Eve and ends with Evgenia. Yeah,
Well,
maybe you have any student who is with you for a really long time and like you really love the way they show the art. You're really proud of your
yeah,
teaching work with
I-
them.
I'm
So
I'm super
anyone to
proud.
mention?
I'm super proud of my girls here in Brazil, but especially one. Her name is Fernanda,
Mm,
and she's a black girl,
hmm.
and it's already difficult
She's
here.
amazing. I know her.
It's
She's
already
amazing.
difficult here in Brazil because 53% of the population here are considered black.
Hmm.
But when we arrive at the festivals, we don't see so many black dancers. And
Hmm.
having like this student Fernanda, like the one of the most good in quality that I can teach, because she's with me learning more than 5 years.
I can see
And
her commenting.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's here.
she's watching. I can see her comments.
And we are trying like to show her so much,
Mhm,
and she's becoming, if I hope she will be, and for
mhm,
sure she will be one of the first black dancers here in Brazil, but with this different style, because we have kind of like Brazilian style, and to have this style like from Ukraine, from Russia, like with the legs and turns, this high level of technique, she will be the first here in Brazil. And being a black girl, it would be like super important. And I'm super happy because now she's starting to get international invitations. So when she told me like, oh, I get invitation to this country, I really cry. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing my job in really right way. So I'm super proud of her.
Yeah,
And she's here.
that's amazing. Yeah, we posted her videos even on Gold Belly Dance or Gold International pages a lot as well. So she's fantastic. She's doing a brilliant job, and obviously you are doing a brilliant job as a teacher as well. So just applause to both of you. And Fernanda, I know you're watching. You're brilliant. You just do what you do. Keep doing. It's amazing. Igor,
Yeah,
great teacher. Yeah, I'm actually taking lessons from Igor as well.
yeah.
Obviously not for 5 years like Fernanda, but I love it. I just love it. And to be honest, guys, if you want some amazing tips on how to improve your hip accents, if you want some different point of view, especially for Slavic dancers, I would say, because our style is very different from Brazil. So if you want to enhance your hip technique, if you want to add some new vision on what you can do with your hips, definitely take a class from Igor. And no, he's not paying me for this ad, just so you know. It's just because it really helped me a lot. So I really highly recommend Igor as a tutor to anyone, honestly. So you're doing a brilliant job. Thank you so much for
Oh,
that.
thank
It's
you.
amazing. And just the way he moves his dogs around the studio is just absolute something you must see. Lovely dogs. By the way, Igor, how many pets do you currently have? Could you please just tell our audience? I know it's so many.
Yeah, I have two dogs, two Samoyeds, and four cats.
So two dogs, four cats.
Yeah.
Is there a space for you in the house by any chance?
Yeah, I have space. Here, the house have two floors and I have a big garden, so luckily I have space to sleep.
Oh, that's amazing. Because yeah, it's lots of pets, a lot of pets. Okay, moving back to dance. I'm sure you're waiting for this, guys. You definitely want to talk about dancing, so I'm coming back to dance questions. Of course, we all know, I think everyone pretty much knows by now that you are making your own costumes, you design your own costumes, and your stage presence is just incredible. You definitely chose the outfits that suit you so well, and you look incredible. And everyone is like, oh, I want to dress like Igor's. Yeah, we all want to dress like yours, so you know. So could you please share the inspirational part of design making, of your outfit making? How do you find your inspiration? Do you get online and just scroll different things on the internet, or you walk around? So where do you find your designs, your ideas from?
Well, uh, I'm really crazy with Game of Thrones. This series, I love it. And now they released the second season of House of the Dragon, and really, I love like the costumes, the dresses, and I start to design my costumes because here in Brazil we have one thing called tax. So if I buy one costume from somewhere, the government will add 60% of tax. So it's almost two costumes that I should pay. So
That's
it's too
robbery.
expensive. Yes, it's too expensive.
That's
It's crazy expensive.
robbery.
So then I start to like to buy the fabric when I had the chance. For example, the last time I bought in Japan. So I bring them with me and then we start to see something. For example, my next costume, I was planning to do like, okay, I will do simple with some details, something like that. And then I discovered one like kind of phoenix. And I was like, wow, this phoenix is beautiful. Maybe I can do one costume like that. And then I was trying like I find the perfect design. I was like, okay, that's it. For example, my black costume that I use I made the photo shoot in Dubai
Mm-hmm.
with the black costume. I still have sand on that costume, by the way. So I made that costume because I was searching and I was seeing one costume from this character in the House of the Dragon. Her name is
Mm-hmm.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, and she
Oh.
had one detail like this. It was a chain with some metal detail. I was crazy with that. I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I never saw something like that on belly dance costumes. Okay, I want something like that. And then I start to search where the designer from the series where did she get the material. I buy the same material and then I was like for maybe 2 months creating and trying and then I was like okay that I'm satisfied with this one. So next. So most of my inspiration came from movies or series, sometimes from costumes. Sometimes I see,
Mm-hmm.
but not only like the shape or the design. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
only the color, you
Color.
know. Because sometimes I see the costume like, wow, that's a beautiful bra, but I don't use bra. I use like full coverage, so for me it's a little bit difficult. So normally I go to some movies to check dresses, and then I took the idea.
Mm. And do you sell your costumes or you preciously store them in your wardrobe forever and you don't let your babies go anywhere?
You know, uh, in all my life I saw two costumes, just two. For one guy here in Brazil. I don't know if he's still dancing, but it was not my idea. One I bought in China, and the other one I bought. I
Mm,
don't remember the country, but so it was not my design.
mm,
And I saw these two costumes. The other costumes, normally what I do is I just create something new. For example, I already have the skirt, I have the body, so I change everything. I
mm,
put more colors or I remove colors or I change the design of the skirt. I change the reglin. Как сказать
mm-hmm.
reglin?
Crinoline, yeah,
Crinoline, yes, I changed the crinoline for another color. So sometimes I just wait, like, okay, stay, sleep for 5 years costume, then I will remake you to a new one. So normally I do like that. And some costumes that's
mm-hmm.
because when I was slim, these costumes don't fit me anymore. So some of them, for example, Fernanda have one green that I gave to her. And
Mm-hmm.
when I just when I feel that that costume don't belong to me anymore, normally I don't sell, I give them.
Mm-hmm.
So Fernanda, she received one full costume from me. I have another dancers from my company that also. Uh, I remember that I finished the last stone. I put the costume on my body, and I was like, I don't like it myself. This is not my. This is not my costume. And then I give it to my student, like for you. Just like that.
Just
It's
take
like maybe
it.
almost like $600 one costume, and I didn't use like for you. Give it, use
Yeah.
it, and be happy.
Just take it. Yeah, that's very generous and very kind of you. That's the best present ever for a dancer, an outfit. What can be better? Nothing, just nothing.
But
And
but it's not ready
speaking
because like it's in my size. So when I give to my students, they need like to make smaller, to make the bra, to change everything.
yeah, you definitely need someone who is the right size, because I think that's a huge problem. Even when you order something new from a designer, it's so rare when it fits. It's just incredibly rare. And of course, when you buy from someone else, you always need to readjust. So it's always tricky, unfortunately, but still, it's better to readjust when you have a full costume already on hand
Yeah,
than buy it and then adjust it and everything. So, and even then, there's no guarantee you're gonna like it. So, that's amazing. I'm happy for you, student. I hope it was a good student. That's most important, and that they
yeah.
danced well. And actually, combining the dance and the costume topic, we never seen you. I don't think we ever seen you wearing any folk costume. So you never dance folk at all. Could you please tell us why so? Is it because you just don't engage, don't feel it at all, and you stick to one particular style? Or maybe you have a plan to show us something amazing with a folk style in the future?
Well, normally when I dance folklore like Saidi or Iraqi, it's always inside Mejansé. Because the truth is really sad. I don't like folklore. I really don't like it. And for example, I know that some dancers they don't like, but they go and dance. But it's not on my personality to do something that I don't like it. This is something that I'm working on my with my therapist. Like I need to learn how to do things that I don't like it. Because when I don't like it, for me it's just like I don't like it, I don't do it. So that's it, done. But I really like Iraqi. But the problem is I always feel like too much hot on the stage with the
Mm,
lights. My dream is to have a show like Beyonce. Like I'm dancing and the fan it's all the time on myself, you know?
yeah.
So, but unfortunately we don't have festivals that they put me fan like Beyonce like that. So I really feel like super hot. And Iraqi
Hmm.
costumes, like it's covered from here until here. So
Yeah.
one day maybe I will get the courage to suffer and to be hot inside the costume to dance Iraqi. But maybe, maybe. It's an idea. But
I can actually
Saidi,
so relate to that. That's
yeah,
true. So
Saidi or
hot.
Daki, probably never. I mean, I would not say never because I don't know, but probably no, no, because I don't like it.
Mm.
But I know how to dance. Of course, I took workshops and classes about these topics, but I just don't like it.
Mm. Yeah, that happens. I think I can relate very much to that. And I'm very similar to you in this particular way. I don't like doing what I don't want doing. I don't like sort of overstepping, and I need to act in inspiration all the time. I need to be inspired, especially when it comes to performance, showing anything creative. I can't do it just because I have to do it. And actually, that's also why Igor is my perfect teacher, because we agree on lessons, and then whatever happens, if something is on the way, we always can message each other saying, okay, I just need to relax. I was just so tired. Can we move? And it's always a yes. It's never a problem. You will never hear something like, you are lazy bum, stand up and work, go to your dance studio. No, it's just totally fine. And we're just the same. And I love it, honestly. This is my work mode and this is my personal learning mode. And I was kicking myself for it for so many years, actually, thinking that I don't do enough. I'm so bad that when I feel lazy and I want to lay down, I just don't go to the studio and I feel bad. So I can't rest because I feel very bad inside. I keep eating myself from within, but then I don't want to go and work either. So,
Yes,
but
I
then
feel.
I realized not always the same. So we can allow ourselves to be the way we are, and that's when I started improving actually much more than I used to before when I was working more. So
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I completely agree with you because when I need to do something that I am not inspired to do, I know that I'm not putting 100% of my energy there. I'm putting like 50% because my worries it's with another topic. So I like to be inspired and to be like 100% in everything that I'm doing. So this is one reason that I don't dance folklore because I don't get
Mhm.
yet that inspiration to went to the stage
Mhm.
and to go deeper on that style, you know. So that's why I feel that I need to be 100% focused and inspired to do something. So this is with the classes, which is the same. So I need to be like with that. And now I understand that when I need to rest, I need to listen to my body because if I don't rest, my class will not have the same
Mhm.
quality. So it's like just because one thing that I try to ignore, all the rest will be a mess. So okay, let me try to understand what is going on, so then I can do my work done in a good way.
Yeah. Well, I personally don't mind you not dancing folk. It would be an interesting experience to see you in a folkloric style, but I absolutely love what you do right now. Your dresses, your it's definitely an eager style. And as soon as you mention that, oh, eager style, straight away people understand what you're talking about in terms of the look, the stage presence, the outfit, what kind of music and performance you deliver. So that's amazing, and I'm sure lots of people from our audience would agree with that. That you don't need to switch to folk. We love what you're doing right now. Please keep doing. You
Oh,
make us
thank you.
very happy about that. And I would like to step to a competition topic because we know it's a very big thing, sometimes super stressful thing, and people feel like they actually have to take part in competitions. They have to exhaust themselves with this practice, journeys, they have to show themselves. How do you personally see competitions? Is it a good motivation, on your opinion, or is just more of a business rather than anything good for the belly dance world?
It depends. Because, for example, in another countries, I saw that competition it's one way to show yourself like a professional,
Mm-hmm.
like to create opportunities to work like professionals. Unfortunately, here in Brazil right now, it's not like that. If you win the competition like professional, it's still it, for the belly dance community here, we have kind of feeling that if you win like professional, you still not the professional, you know. So we still have big festivals here, and people are going and going and winning, and they still are not working like professional, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it is because the festival don't want to invite them and don't want to recognize them like professionals. Uh, Something is it's going on here that I don't know how to explain like exactly what's going on. But for
Mm-hmm.
example, with my students, I tell them if you have the opportunity to take part in a competition, go. But in international competitions. In Brazil, here, for them, I say like if you go, maybe you can win, but unfortunately it will not make difference for you. Here in Brazil right now, it's like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
we have too much dancers and just small amount of festivals to
Mm-hmm.
work. So when someone wins like professional, we don't have opportunity for this professional to work because the festival is already full with teachers. So right now here, competition sometimes is not the best way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So with my students, I'm trying to push them like to competitions, but international.
Mm-hmm.
Like go to this country and go there. I think will be better. There's something going on right now here,
Mm-hmm.
but I think competition is really important. It can help the student to focus to create something incredible, uh, and I think it's part of the process. But for example, I'm on one of the dancers here in Brazil that I never took part in the competition. I never took part because when I started, I think I told you this on the last
Mm-hmm.
interview, but just really fast, really quickly. When I started, don't have anyone to do the like kind of the techniques that I'm doing. Just people from Ukraine and Russia. So
Mm-hmm.
no one here from Brazil was working with the feet in turnout. No one was doing like hair movements, back bends. So in the Brazilian idea on that time, what I was doing was wrong. So I denied myself to and to join a competition that the judges was seeing me thinking like this is wrong. This is wrong because he's not
Oh.
doing the Brazilian style. So I was like, okay, I will not took competition. And luckily, I start to get invitations to work outside Brazil, and then I built my career. But
Mm-hmm.
here, it's kind of that way, and we still have some dancers that have this idea like, if you don't dance my style, you are wrong. They don't have like, okay, you are dancing your style or someone's style. It's still something to work here.
Mm-hmm. This is actually an amazing example again that we all are different and that it's totally possible to get to become a well-known artist, international belly dance tutor, performer without competitions. So you just need certain skills of communication, of course, that's important. And you need to just show and present your work online very much. I think Instagram gives a lot of opportunities in terms of this nowadays. And it's amazing that you can collaborate with different tutors, artists around the globe. You can learn so much, you can show yourself so much just on your page, not as far away as like in your house in front of your phone, your camera. And if you're great at what you're doing, if you're really inspired, you're really driven with what you're doing, I think Igor is an amazing example of that. It's possible to do that without competitions, which may be a huge eye-opening moment for people like myself, for example, who hate competitions. I generally came from opera scene and I had competition on the competition on the competition for such a long time, for like about 25 years. By the moment I finished conservatoire and decided no more competitions, I'm sick of them. So when it comes to dance, I still remember my singing parts and that competitions and what was going on and how it was, that I just don't feel like participating anywhere. But at the same time, I really want to learn and I really want to show my performance. I really want to show my story to the audience. And for me specifically, it's amazing to see artists who had a similar path of no competitions and just feel so unnatural about it that, guys, I'm sure you now can see that if you don't like competitions, there is a way. Just keep doing what you do, be inspired, keep learning, and you still can really be an international well-known dancer even without competing. Just tell your story to the audience, and that's it. So it's just as simple as that. Work and your story.
Yeah, exactly. When we do a great work and when we do with quality, uh, it don't depends of the one festival or one competition. Before, I get used to have this idea like, oh, I need to be in this competition or not, sorry, on this festival, so the people will see me and they will invite me. But then I understand that it don't matter if I am in the most important festival of the world, and if I do a job that's not great, and I can be like on my house doing one great work, and the people with the internet, they will see me and they will invite me. So I understand that the places that I deserve to work, I deserve because my work that I'm doing great, not because I was exactly in one festival, exactly working the best festival of the world. Not, it's completely different. And sometimes people misunderstand that. They think like, oh, I go to this festival because this is the most famous festival, and if I'm there, then I will build my international career, and everyone will invite me. If you go there and you don't do your best work, if you don't truly tell your history on your dance, you will not get invitations. So it doesn't matter. So after I understand that, my mind was like, I okay, I can work like properly, and I don't need to stress myself like, oh, I need to go to this country, I need to go this, I need to do this, I need to do this. No, I can be truly to myself.
Yeah, that's an amazing. Even this is a lesson, Igor. Maybe you don't realize this, but even what you're telling us right now is a huge lesson for everyone. And I personally believe that competitions really kill the feeling and the idea of individuality of every single person, because we need to stick to the rules. We need certain costumes. We need certain way of dancing. It's always limited in time, etc., etc. Show all the styles in 1 minute and everything. And people are not really showing them. They're all hidden behind all these rules and everything. And that's what I love in particular, that dancers who actually show them in performances, they don't need competitions to really show they're great and make people want to invite them, make people want to learn from them, even just because they're so charismatic, they're so unique. And that's fantastic. And I personally believe that's all about you as well. And we can see that what you're doing is you're really showing people in the audience who you are, and you are very positive out of the stage. You're very positive and energetic on stage. This is something that you absolutely cannot fake, because people can feel it. They always can. So be yourselves, guys, enjoy the
Yes.
dance, and it's gonna be the best way for you. So do what your heart is telling you to do. So, Igor, could you please tell us? I'm trying to intrigue what's the next question is going to be. Yeah, actually, we did send Igor the question, so don't worry. There's nothing unexpected, nothing that hasn't been discussed before in interview. So there's nothing bad we're going to ask. So coming back to the stage performances and this idea of uniqueness, individuality, when you create your performance, when you create your choreography, do you tell your own story always, or do you translate the song and you stick to the meaning? You're sort of trying to interpret every word. What's your approach on that?
Well, it depends. So, for example, when I try to tell my story, I hired a musician and I asked him like I want to tell this story. So to tell my story, I order specifically music like I need this, I need this, I need this. It was a process around maybe 4 months. So he's from a different city, so I traveled there and have many meetings. So before I told him all the history, because on the time I was like getting out from depression, but I really want to dance all that feeling that I was going through. So I asked him like, oh, I want to show this when I was in burnout. Then I want to show this when I was like super depressed without any strength to get out from the bed. I want to show this when I was like without any issues of living. And then I want to show this that it was like when I start to recover myself. And now I want to show like that I feel like alive again. But it was not kind of Oriental song. It was like exactly like a movie song. It was super different. And then I came with the history, and then he created the music for me. He recorded with the live instruments. The music is one of my favorite. I danced it 3 times just that song because then I realized that the history was too strong and it was too much for me. It was like, okay, just these 3 times and I will keep this song. Maybe one day I will dance it again. So when I need to show my own history, I like to do like that. So I search for musicians that can create something. So now I'm showing like something just more happy and more easy. So that's why I order a new méjancé so I can dance like, oh, let's dance with me and blah blah blah, Igor Igor, blah blah blah, done, easy. And then I try to fit into the lyrics because I think it's more easy when the lyrics is ready. So then I can see like, okay, I can see myself on that history. If I don't feel myself on in one part on the history, I just pretend that I that I'm feeling. So I create something nice and then I just go. So before I realized I was like trying to find the perfect song to show myself. Like I need to show myself, I need to find the song. And it was kind of frustrating because I was not able to find my song because I was like, then understand that each person it's like have her own story. It's special in his own way. So we are like unique. Then we realized that I was like, okay, so then if I want to tell my story, I need like my music and all this process. And then I realized like I'm crazy to do that because it's too much work, too much responsibility. Then like, okay, I did it, I have the experience, so I know that I'm able to do. So now it's more easy and more fast because we have like, okay, in 1 month we have 3 different festivals. So if I need to change song, it's more easy to fit me inside one song than create a song specifically by my history. So I'm doing it like that. But it's really nice. Both ways are really nice.
So you're practically doing both depending on your
Yeah,
mood and what the outcome you aim to have.
exactly. But I
Okay.
realized that fit myself in one song that already exists, it's more easy than fit myself on my own history. Because I realized that I I live it all that history without movements, only with emotions. So to put my feeling, my movements on my own emotions, I feel like this is not good enough. This is
Mm.
not good enough. Because when I fit me, it's like, okay, do this movement. I just think if it's beautiful or not. But when the history is my own history, I feel like only be beautiful is not enough. Need to have some
Mm.
meaning. And then I became like crazy, like, oh my God, what I'm doing, this is not right, it's not good. And then again and again and again. So it became like a process, crazy.
Mm.
It's a crazy process.
I see. That's a very interesting approach of every single thing approach. But that definitely works best when you have some various ways of getting what you aim to get out of your performance look. So that's amazing. And I know this question again was not on the list for Igor, but it just appeared on my mind and I can't skip asking you this. Could you please share some most funny, most ridiculous stories and like curiosity moments that happened with you on stage? Anything like
Oh,
absolutely funny?
funny. Oh, there's a funny story that happens in Germany last year in November. I finished the dance, and then in the final, we have everyone like we get the hands together to say thank you, and we walk back to the stage. And then the organizer asks us like again, let's thank you again, and we run to the front. And one girl by my side, she didn't saw that I have a long skirt. She stepped on my skirt. She ripped my skirt, and then
Oh.
half of my ass was out. Then I say thank you, and I look like, oh my God, my ass. I cover myself, and I just like, bye. It just went out from the stage. And it was really important because I get standard ovations on that stage. And then she called me on the stage like, Igor, come to say thank you. And I was like almost naked. And I start to cry. I panic. I didn't know how to act. Like, I don't know if I go back to the stage. I don't know what I do. So she just finished the show and I didn't enter again to say thank you because I was like almost naked because my skirt ripped all my ass out. And I was crying like a baby, like, oh my God, I didn't say thank you for them. And crying. Terrible.
Oh, that's so funny indeed that no anything can happen on stage, just anything. Well, I'm sure the audience would still appreciate for your performance and everything. So I'm sure they didn't feel bad that oh he didn't come out, he didn't tell us
Oh, I
thank you,
hope
he
so.
didn't bow. But yeah, that's did that girl came to you and apologized afterwards
She
that she
didn't
ripped your
sew.
skirt?
After the
She
organizer
didn't
told
see
her,
that.
and she was like, oh, did I step on his skirt? I didn't sew because it was super fast. It was because she just stepped and she say thank you, and it was like in the end, on there. Like all the dancers was in the stage, so it was full of dancers. And then I was like with my ass out. I was like, oh my God, these things only happen to me.
Well, at least thank God you don't need a bra, because there's lots of things that can happen to a dancer's bra.
Yeah,
I'm sure girls know.
but I always say to my students, it's okay if you turn and you show your ass because we put lotion. So my ass is on
Make
makeup.
sure it's glowing.
Yeah, it's glowing, it's with makeup. So if someone see my ass, they will see beautiful ass with makeup. So it's okay.
Another masterclass from Igor Kischka. Make sure that you put makeup on your bum cheeks just in case.
Exactly.
You never know. Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing this story. This definitely made my week. It's amazing. So now stepping to less funny topic,
Yeah.
absolutely not funny, I would say, the jet lag. You are a famous artist. You are acclaimed around the world. You're invited to teach and perform around the world. So it involves lots of flights, lots of time zones changing and everything. So could you please share your tricks, your personal tips of how to get well after a jet lag, how to overcome it
Hmm.
as fast and as easy as possible when you're flying so much around?
Well, I have. two different ways to deal with jet lag. The first one is when I work in Asia, because normally Asia, it's minimum 10 hours difference from my house. So normally it's two flights, minimum 24 hours of flights. So when I arrive, it's always, yeah, always I arrive in the afternoon or in the morning. So it depends of the connection. But I never arrive like really late in the night. And after 24 hours of flight, what I do, I arrive at the hotel, I take like super hot shower, and I slept. And in the other day, even if I want to sleep more, I force myself to be awake like 8 in the morning, and I still awake all the day. So the first day it's really difficult. It's really tough because my body is getting to the new time zone. But then in the night, I'm so tired that I slept. And then in the second day, I really don't feel anymore. But the most difficult, on my opinion, it's Europe. Because it's not like 10 hours difference. Sometimes it's just 3 hours, 5 hours difference. So sometimes in Europe, it's like 1 in the morning, but on my city, it's like 8 in the night. So I try to sleep and I feel, I don't want to sleep, I don't want to sleep. So what I do when I go to Europe, the first night I don't sleep. So I arrive in the day, I continually wake up in the night. The next day I continually wake up all the day, and then in the night I feel like destroyed. Then I slept. Then in the following day, I feel like, okay, now finally I rest, I can work properly.
Oh, okay. I see. And do you use any sort of, I don't know, cucumber face masks, anything that
I
that
have
helps you to
some
feel?
Japanese masks that I use, and they present me. It's like just like an eye mask, and they get heated.
Oh.
You put and they start to become warm and warmer. The first time that I used that, I was like, this don't work. And I slept, really. It was like
Right
kind
away.
of magical. It was like, wow. Then I'm using this a lot. Everywhere that I
Oh.
go, I just put it minimum 2 minutes, like, and I slept.
Oh, that's interesting. So after this interview, the sales of this mask are gonna grow so much up. So you can claim your like discount or like special deal from them for recommending and advertising their amazing warming up eye masks, etc. Yeah, just definitely message them.
It's really good. It's really good.
And as we all noticed by now, you know so many Russian words. So could you please tell us how did you learn them? Where did you learn them from?
Well,
And if you actually have a favorite Russian word?
yes, I have a favorite Russian word. I mean, the first word that I learned in Russian was thank you. That was spasiba. And then I went to Russia 5 times. Yes, 5 times. And I was getting interested about the language, and everyone that knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of this style. And when I went to Ukraine, I was like, again, like, oh my God, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. I want to be part of that. Then I started to take Russian lessons. So 3 times that week, I was studying Russian, and now I know how to write in Russian. And funny thing, when I write in Portuguese, it's really ugly. But when I write in Russian, it's beautiful. Like, really. All my students, they can prove that. Every time that I try to write my name or to try to write something in Portuguese, really, I look like a child writing. But if I try to write in Russian, it's beautiful. This I can prove to you. I will write and you'll see. Because it's so sad, really. If I try to, for example, Igor, okay. Yeah. And if I try to write in Russian, wait, Igor. I go to Kischka. Kischka is
We're
better because I forgot.
yeah, we are checking Igor's writing skills.
Yeah. For example, my surname, if I write in Portuguese, is like that. But if I try to write in Russian, it's Kischka. Look at the difference. Like child. Like, come on.
That's very interesting. Yeah, definitely. The second one looks sort of more calligraphic.
Yeah, like it's so sad. This one is better, like Kishka. Now it's better.
Well, you definitely need just more practice in Portuguese,
Yeah.
obviously. You didn't learn it well at school, so you just need more practice. Come on.
But my favorite Russian word is koshka. Koshka.
I actually very much like the writing of your surname in Latin letters, like Kishka, because I always read this S and then ch as English person would, for example. So because I'm bilingual, obviously, I read it partially in like Russian, partially in English. So my brain gives something really strange up. So whenever I read your surname, I always read it as Kisechka.
Kishka.
Kisechka. It's like a cat, not Kishka, but Kisechka. Igor Kisechka. So
Oh, that's
that's the way
nice.
I see it. I don't know why, but that's what I see.
I like this one too. I like this
No,
one.
it's like you're a cat or something, but you really do give me this impression because you're always so happy and so like relaxed. You're so easygoing, and it's amazing. So that's why this is read like this in my mind, Kisechka, because you like Kisechka.
I like this one too, Kishka. I like it.
I hope he wouldn't kill me after the interview for
No, no.
for this interpretation. Yeah, you never know. You never know.
No, but I love it. I mean, my favorite word is cat, so
Yeah,
perfect.
Kiszka. So that's interesting that it's cat. Is there a story behind it? Why this is your favorite word?
I'm crazy about about three things: perfumes, cat, and dragons. So, for example, when I went to Novosibirsk, I bought this one.
Ah, this
Then
looks like nice.
when I went to Italy, I bought this one. When I went to Dnieper, I bought this one.
Ah,
So, like my family is like, stop buying cat. So I love all the souvenirs about cats. Always. So my house,
oh,
if you
that's
walk,
interesting.
I have everything about cat. And also about dragon. So I buy everything about dragon and perfumes. So when I discovered that perfume, it's Duhi in Russian, I was like, okay. But then when I discovered that cat was Koshka, I was like, oh,
Oh.
that's Koshka. The way to say Koshka, it's beautiful. I like it. So that's why.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Well, so now when you finally visit the UK, I know specifically what to get you as a souvenir. Anything with a cat, anything with a dragon.
Yes,
And you'll be so happy then. That's amazing.
or perfume.
So we now have a very last question that we have prepared, and then we will have some time, guys, when you will be able to answer it. I decided to leave this particular topic for the very end because I think this is something to really think of, really discuss on this one. And it's so popular, it's just literally so important for every single person around us. So we are now going to touch the self-confidence topic. Did you, Igor, ever had moments when you felt the lack of self-confidence, when you were not sure whether you're doing the right thing, how you look in front of other dancers, other performers, and did this feeling ever affect your will to dance, your mood coming on stage? Was it ever disturbed by the lack of self-confidence if you ever had such moments?
Yeah, I already have some like lack of confidence. Um, when I was in depression, but really, really strong depression, uh, I need to like to work. So when I went to the stage, I didn't felt that passion. You know, I didn't felt like, oh, I'm doing this because I really love. I was doing like, okay, I'm here because they're paying me and this is my work just like that. So it was like kind of cold way to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't enjoy it. And because depression, it was really difficult for me because I will tell to everyone a little bit, not a little bit story, but super sad story. When I was 12 years old, from 12 years old to 15 years old, I was abused on my school.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a sexual abuse from like 4 years all the
Oh,
days.
wow.
So it was really difficult for me because all the time I get that kind of like compliment, like, oh, I like your body, I like your body, I like your body. So then I start to hate my body. That's one reason that's almost no one knows, but I start to dance it covered my belly because every time that he was abusing me, he was telling about my belly. So then when I start to dance, I felt like I need to cover my belly. I don't want to show my belly to anyone. And still today, I'm not able to dance showing my belly. So on that time, I was like a little bit more fat than I am today. And he was always like, "Oh, I like your belly, blah 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 blah." And then when I stopped smoke and I start to get into depression, and I start to gain weight, I saw myself in the mirror in the same shape as I was before. So then I start to feel that not comfortable in my own body. Then I start to do therapy and to start to accept my body. Now I accept my body. I understand what happened was not my fault. But it remains some marks, some traumas on my mind. So every time that I go to the stage, I try to work on the things that I know that I can show without feeling like that people are looking at me in weird way, or even if they are looking at me in the weird way, it's like okay, but I'm still covered, you know. So it's kind of like a complex like a topic for me because
Mm-hmm.
it's not every time that I feel like and I look myself in the mirror and I accept my body that I feel like, oh, I'm comfortable with this body. Sometimes I feel it, I know that this is not nice or the costume didn't fit so well. So it's difficult. For example, I try to avoid a few colors like white or yellow because I don't feel good. So normally I go to more dark colors like black, like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some types of red, so something like that. So every time that I feel this lack of confidence, that I feel that I'm not good enough, that I'm not the best, and I know that I'm not the best, but on my mind, I try to be the best that I can. So I don't need to be the best of the world, but I try to do my best. So if I do, I know that I'm doing my best. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. So every time that I'm feeling like, oh, this is not nice for me, I'm not feeling well, I'm not feeling comfortable, I try to use the customs that make me feel more comfortable. So it's kind of like a preparation. If I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel happy right now, okay, so I will fix my hair, I put my favorite perfume, I will do one light makeup, and I will do this costume. And then when I look at myself in the mirror, it's like, wow, I'm beautiful, I'm sexy. So then I kind of recover a little bit of this confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the process to change, kind of like to the final image on the stage, this helped me to catch a little bit back of this confidence. Because I know that on my daily life, I don't wear a lot of makeup. My hair it's a mess most of the time. So when I went to the stage, I like to like okay, even if I don't feel okay inside, my external it would be at least acceptable by like the hair and
Mm-hmm.
makeup and perfume and blah blah blah. So like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I don't feel this confidence is not only because, oh, today I wake up lazy or tired. It's a little bit more sad than the usual. So that's why.
Mm-hmm. And what would you personally recommend to people who are going through something similar in terms of self-acceptance? Like, you know, how sometimes you just want to even refuse the performance because you feel so bad, believing that you are so much worse than everyone else who's going to come on this stage. You feel like you're going to be an absolute weirdo. So, what would you recommend to dancers who go through this particular state of mind, of psychological feeling at the moment, how to overcome it, how to help themselves?
Well, I understand, and this is one thing that I do. When I get prepared to the show, I try to be completely different from my daily life. I try to be like something that people can get some inspiration, or by the long skirts, or by the makeup, or by the hair. So I try to be something that I would like to see and to get inspiration. Because if I can give some inspiration, that means that I'm giving back exactly what I take from the belly dance community. Because when I go to a show to watch, it's always I always get inspiration, and it's not about the level. Can be like one beginner, and the way that she fixes the hair can inspire me. Like, wow, look at this hair, it's so beautiful. I never thought to use like that. So I try to be in a good way some kind of inspiration. I think this is the most important. If you can go to this stage and you can share something that can inspire people, it's always a good idea, because even if everyone are looking at you on the stage, it's your time, it's your stage, so make it worth, like, this is my stage, this is my moment, and no one will take. And here on the stage, no one can touch me, no one can do nothing. The people can have the right to like it or not, but most of the before them, I need to enjoy it. So if I go to the stage to try to inspire, I need to enjoy myself first. So I try to make the stage like my moment.
Mm.
This is my moment to dance, to do what I like, and to do what I love. Even if I don't feel confident, I will get into the mood until I love it 100%. So normally I try like that.
Mm. Okay, that's actually a very deep story that you shared. And actually, again, thank you so much for sharing it, because it's not something that many people would be actually able to share and to mention. And it's just like, it's horrific on the one hand, but the same time, and the most sad thing about it is that it still made you who you are today, and it's an important part of your journey. But it's an amazing that even on this, your students, for example, have someone to go to turn to, and to say, look, this is exactly what's happening to me. Or even other dancers from other parts of the world who hears your story can message you and say, look, this is something similar that's happening to me. So what should I do? What's my steps to sort of avoid what you came through, what you actually went through at that time. So that's very sad, but on the same time, you can't really remove it
Yeah.
off your life paths, and that's sad. But thank you for sharing and for telling this story. Oh, that's very sad though. Like, it made me feel very much down for you. But I hope
Yeah.
this would again help someone else to get through
Yeah.
this, and to
I'm
maybe even be brave
deciding.
enough to text you and say, look, can you help me? Can you advise me?
Yeah.
So,
I decided to speak about it because I know that this is more common than we think. I mean,
much more.
belly dance world, I mean, 99% it's about women's. And the world, most of the cultures is still thinking that women need to do what men's want. So it's so much like, it's a lot of misogyny. So, and I know some friends, like some women that have been through some like also bad experience, and sometimes they don't speak, and I try to speak because this happened to me and this can help, it can happen to anyone. And I already, I mean, I already tried like to stop my life. It was like a really bad decision, but I was like in big depression. And I understand that the dance can help me, that my friends can help me, and if I can speak about it and I can like go through this and I can work and see like the good part of the life, another people also can do it. So if someone are getting through some bad things, don't worry. So fight, try to ask for help because we are not alone on this world. So I'm trying to not cry. Wait. So we are not alone. So try to be with your family, with your friends, and in the end, it will be fine. I mean, we hope it will be fine. So yeah, that's it. But let's talk about something happy.
Yeah.
Happy,
Actually,
happy, happy.
now it's time for our beautiful audience to ask any questions they may have. So let's give them a few minutes to think of something, to
Yeah.
type it in, to send it. Because, yeah, we know with all this tech stuff, it takes a few moments. So, meantime, yeah, I have a sun that starts shining right into my face. So, which is not helpful. So if you see me looking like this, that's like I'm all right. I'm okay. Just me trying to
It's just the
to hide from
sun.
the sunshine.
You're not having a stroke.
I don't know why I didn't close that curtain. I mean, I always have it closed because I have this ring light in front of me. I think I can do this, right? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that helps.
perfect.
That's gonna keep me safe from the sunshine by the end of the interview, so that's cool. I always close everything when I have interviews. But this time I realized that I left a faraway window open, and actually, when I was sitting right before, like 2 minutes before I started the stream, actually, someone started getting so noisy out there, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm just starting the recording. I can't really leave right now. I need to sit here. I hope they're not gonna be too noisy, but that's okay. They sort of went somewhere away, so that's
Oh,
okay."
that's great.
And now it's sunshine. I'm like, oh, I just messed up with too many things, but I was so worried I will be sitting at the door and just like waiting for someone to get back home to open it. And I was so worried that I'll have to start my stream sitting at my door, being without my keys to enter the house. So that was so stressful, actually.
Oh my.
Right, guys. So let's actually scroll. Maybe someone already asked anything. I don't know why I didn't have this idea. Oh, that's a very nice comment. You're such a pure and beautiful soul, Igor. Yeah,
Oh,
I
what
agree.
have?
I absolutely agree. Esmeralda, love you, Igor. We
Oh,
love you too, Esmeralda. Always love. Oh,
oh,
amazing.
Melly.
Beautiful. Oh, she's so gorgeous. I love her. I just love her.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she's my best friend, and
Oh.
I feel really lucky because like having her like one of the, on my opinion, one of the best dancers of the world, like my best friend. It's a honor, really. She's amazing, really. And if you didn't have the chance to watch her on live, please go to one of her shows because you will not get disappointed. Really, you will get super impressed.
Oh. Yeah, that would be so amazing. I'm dreaming to visit Brazil.
Yeah.
It would be such an amazing experience. But we did an interview with Esmeralda a few years ago as well. Oh, that would be nice to repeat it. I think I should
Yeah.
I should torture her a bit with the new interview invitations.
I think it will be a great idea.
Absolutely. I'll say, Igor, say it, you can do it. I will use your name precisely to get this one.
Oh, someone asked like, please tell who all you have you learned from and your favorite teachers.
Mhm.
Ooh. Well, uh, like all the teachers because I already took classes with a lot of teachers. But my favorite teachers, on my opinion, right now, are three. My favorite teachers: Esmeralda. That every time that I can, I took her classes and her workshops. She's amazing. Darina Konstantinova, like Diva Darina, and Daria Mickiewicz, like my favorite, my three favorites.
Amazing. Oh, I agree. I agree on everything. Oh, there's so many incredible performers. It's so hard to pick. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I so agree on this choice as well. That's amazing. Any more questions? If we won't receive any questions in about 2 minutes, then we're gonna set Igor free. He spent a lot of time with us because I promised him specifically that, oh, don't worry, it's not gonna be more than an hour. And I see we spent almost an hour and a half already. So he can always
but
blame me, Igor.
but it's okay.
Blame me.
I put like 2 hours, like 2 hours free.
Fantastic. Yeah, he already, because we did an interview before, he already knows that whenever I say an hour, it's never 1 hour. It's always more than 1 hour. That's a very wise choice to free too. All right, so I can see that we don't have any questions coming.
Yeah.
So then we are going to say huge goodbyes, big kisses to everyone who joined us. Of course, to everyone who will be watching this stream later on. We're going to save it on the page. I am going to tag collaboration for every single page that has anything to do with this interview. So you will be able to find it on various pages, guys, including Igor's. So you will not miss out on that one. It will be everywhere, all over belly dancing Instagram world. No worries. And of course, thank you very much, Igor, for this
Thank you so
amazing
much.
interview, for arranging this time for this amazing talk. Lots of insights, lots of absolutely incredible things you shared today that really touched so deeply. And this is definitely not something that people usually speak about. So thank you so much once again. And
No, thank
I
you.
so hope this is not the last interview we do. I hope there will be more.
Yeah, me too. Me too. In the future, we can have more.
Definitely. And I'll see you next week for a lesson.
Yes, next week for lesson.
Yeah, I'm ready to come back. I'm back home so I can go back to classes. I can move
Perfect.
my laziness aside. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you,
Thank you so
Igor.
much.
And I'll see you soon, guys. Have the best evening, day, whichever it is where you are based. And thank you, Igor.
Thank
See you
you.
again soon.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Obrigado, gente. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Mwah. It was so nice to have you all here in our virtual room with the
Yeah.
interview.